Hello, welcome to Random Movie Time. Today's feature is the 2020 drama Falling, written and directed by Viggo Mortensen, starring him and Lance Hendriksen. This tells the story of a family desperately trying to take care of their elderly father, who also starts suffering from dementia and terrible mood swings. Well, Shannon, what did you think of this movie?
I was pleasantly surprised. I liked it more than I thought I would. That's for sure. I like how the father and the son both had flashbacks throughout the movie of when the son was a child, and how you can see why there's so much tension in between the father and the son and the daughter as well. And you see the tension building very effectively throughout the movie. That part of it is very well done. The acting is very good too. Lance Hendriksen and Viggo Mortensen. Well, everybody in the film does a good job. But you really got to see both their sides of it. And you see that because in dementia or Alzheimer's, sometimes people who suffer from that condition can be quite hostile where they weren't before. In this case, it looks like this fellow was hostile his whole life. Well, since he was a father anyway. So you can see where that tension started when Viggo Mortensen's character was a young boy. And on top of that, Viggo Mortensen's character is also gay, or, well, they don't say specifically if he's gay or bisexual or whatever, but he has a husband, and the father really struggles with this, and he just does not accept that aspect of Viggo Mortensen's life. Viggo Mortensen's character and his partner both have a daughter. They don't explain where she comes from, whether she was a daughter from a previous marriage or whether they adopted her or what, but she's there as well, and she's witnessed all these horrible things that her grandfather puts Viggo Mortensen through. So I thought that was very well done. One thing that bothered me about the film was, as I say, the tension grows. It's really well done the way they do that. In my mind, though, I was thinking, I hope they don't resolve this in a cliche way, because, throughout the movie, Viggo Mortensen's character is just, okay, Dad, okay, just kind of gritting his teeth, okay. And I'm like, how are they going to resolve this? What's going to happen? Like, I don't see a way out of this, except for the cliche ending, which I was really hoping it wouldn't be, but it was. It just happens, like, kaboom! All of a sudden, Viggo Mortensen just can't take it anymore, or his character can't take it anymore, and he starts yelling at his dad, and his dad starts yelling at him, and blah, 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 blah. So I think it would have been nice to have that resolution done in a more thought out way, or written better. It was just too obvious, and it was a bit disappointing for that. But otherwise, I mean, it was you really felt for them, and it was well written. Other than that, so. And Paul Gross has a cameo, which is kind of funny. Our resident, what was he? He was a Mountie in that.
Due South.
Due South, yeah. Right? Due South, and in Men with Brooms. Yeah. So that was kind of fun.
Haven't seen him in a while.
But yeah, it was cool to see him. I didn't recognize him at first. Tommy pointed it out, so. That was kind of cool. It's a heartwarming story, and I love how they use the flashbacks to set up the tension and to make you understand what both sides of the story were and how this situation came about. a miserable man, Viggo Mortensen's character's father. He was an awful, awful man. But, Tommy, what do you have to say?
Yeah, I like this movie. This was the directorial debut of Viggo Mortensen, who's usually just an actor, but I thought he did a pretty good job on this movie. Not a huge epic story or anything, just a simple drama, a character study. Mm-hmm. I would kind of disagree with you about the ending to an extent. I thought that the ending didn't really have a resolution, and I kind of liked that, actually. Yeah, that sort of blow-up scene at the end, I guess, was inevitable. But at the end of the movie, nothing really is resolved, and you wonder if even one of the characters is going to die. You're not sure. They don't explain it, and I kind of like that. It just sort of felt like a slice of life, a slice of real life. And, you know, we've all had a loved one, not necessarily a family member, but, you know, maybe a friend, a coworker, whatever, somebody that, you know, you love, but they're hard to take. And so, you know, I think everybody can relate to this movie on some level. Some very sad parts, some funny parts. Mm-hmm. I really liked the little kid who played the young Viggo Mortensen at 4 years old. He was so funny. Yeah. Just a great performance from him. But I especially liked Lance Hendriksen having such a big role. I don't remember him having such a big role since he had his own TV series, which got cancelled, unfortunately, before it ended, which was called Millennium. Mm-hmm. But at least Millennium, which was created by the same people who created the X-Files, they gave Millennium its own final episode, sort of, on a special episode of the X-Files, so it wrapped up the Millennium storyline.
Was that the same show with Amanda Tapping, or am I thinking of something else?
I don't remember if Amanda Tapping was in that show. I don't think so, because that would have been on at the same time as SG-1, I think. So I kind of doubt that, but I could be wrong.
No, I think I'm thinking of a different one. I always get it mixed up. But no, I think you're right.
Yeah, but anyway, like, Hendriksen's always been one of my favorite actors since the first Terminator movie. He worked with James Cameron again in Aliens, of course, and definitely one of his bigger, more important roles in recent years anyway, in this movie, so I thought it was really good. And Viggo Mortensen has always been one of my favorite actors too, and it's interesting to see him doing a very different role. Obviously, Viggo Mortensen has absolutely no ego whatsoever. He'll do like any role, no matter, you know, if it's a character who's being humiliated, a strong action character, you know, a villain, you know, he just gives it his all, you know, a minor character, a big character, like, that's a sign of a really good actor. He'll just do absolutely anything to make the movie better. And so I appreciated it a lot on that level. So, yeah, simple drama, not big adventure movie or anything like that, but, you know, sometimes just simple dramas are good as well. And this is a pretty good one if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah, it was really engaging. And yeah, you're right, it had really heartwarming, heartbreaking moments, and there were parts that were really funny and parts that were really funny but you feel you shouldn't laugh. So but we did. Yeah. So yeah, I agree with you on that point, and it's true, it doesn't really resolve, which you're right. I think that really serves it well. I think you're right, it was just a slice of life about son's struggles, trying to help his stubborn father who is really suffering and who just won't accept help. And I think it's very relatable. I think a lot of people have dealt with that, or have friends or family who's dealt with that. So yeah, quite well done.
So how many dead ducks would you give this one?
Dead ducks.
And you'll understand that reference when you see the movie.
Yeah. I think I'll give it 3.5 dead ducks. Really enjoyable. I was just disappointed about the climax. I know you disagree with me on that, but I felt that part was a bit of a letdown and a bit cliche. Otherwise, an extremely well written and well acted and well filmed movie. Really nice.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Tommy? How many dead ducks for you?
I'll give it 4. Yeah, it's not. It's not a perfect movie, but it's pretty enjoyable. Bravo to Viggo Mortensen on his directorial debut. I thought he did a really good job, and I hope to see more movies that he directs in the future, because I think the way his career has gone, it can only go up from here.
Okay.
So I guess that about does it. And we'll see you next time on
Random Movie Time.